What is going on? You're watching Mr. Tech Boss, and in this video I'm going to show you 10 to 15 things or 10 to 15 myths that you will be amazed and you should stop or forget. So without any further ado, let's jump right in.
Bullseye.
And guys, to start with, it's one of the worst or the biggest myths I have ever seen. It's if you shouldn't charge your phone overnight. It's a big myth and it has nothing true. It's nowhere even close to true. So many people think that if you charge your phone, it might explode or it's just going to deplete its battery life a lot. And this is totally away from being true. So most smartphones nowadays are smart enough to detect they're fully charged and they cut power. But if you're some of those people who still don't agree with me, you can just go out there and buy a auto cut power off plug. And also I've seen many people saying that automatic brightness saves battery. This again is far from being true. And because when you go in the dark, the smartphone automatically decreases the battery. Constantly it's checking for light intensity and all that using its sensor. And this uses a lot more power and almost CPU usage than just manually turning up and down the brightness. So it's a myth that you should forget because it is untrue. And the next one is Wi-Fi or Bluetooth drain your battery. This is not true again, because most of the smartphones, most of the technology, Wi-Fi technology and Bluetooth technology nowadays, they consume very almost inevitable power from your battery, because they use very little power, but they use a little more of course when you're transferring data, but most of the time whenever your phone is off, there's no data transfer, especially in Bluetooths. They're especially awarded for being low power consumers for Bluetooth. And the next one on the list is better components mean better performance. Again, that's away from being true, because many people think if they have a 12 megapixel camera, a 24 megapixel camera, especially in Sony smartphones, Sony Xperia XZ Premium has a 23 point something megapixels, and iPhone has 12 megapixels. Sony Xperia XZ Premium may do better in outdoor conditions, but in most cases, in many indoor cases, it's far from being true. Because 12 megapixels, 12 million pixels and 24 million pixels for 24 megapixels. There's a tiny hole for 24 megapixels, but so it gives a better quality, and especially if you zoom in. But in most cases, whenever you choose to take your photo indoors, this is going to be untrue, because not because it is something true. And the other myth is let the phone battery or whatever, even laptop's battery or even any nowadays lithium ion or lithium polymer, most use lithium polymer batteries, let them drain before recharging. That again is far from being untrue. I know I'm using far from being true, and guys, sorry for that. I was supposed to say far from being true instead of far from being untrue, of course, because that would definitely mean it's true. So most of the batteries used nowadays, or at least 99% of the batteries used nowadays, are lithium ion or lithium polymer, and they should not be drained completely. In fact, it's going to decrease their life if you do it over a long period of time. I would say just maximum drain your battery up to 20% or maybe 15%, but it's better if you keep it between 30 to 80% or 30 to 90%, something like that. And many people think frequent charges are bad for your battery life, and that's again far from being true. Yeah, far from being true. This time it's right. Far from being true. So that's very wrong. In fact, it's better if you like give your battery frequent power-ups. Maybe like from, if it's 30, you make it 50, or maybe it's 39, or maybe 45, you make it 70. It's actually better for the battery life, because for the battery itself, because I don't know the technical details, but it just improves or not depletes your battery life as much as it would otherwise. And the next one is called, where does it go here? Android devices are more vulnerable to viruses or whatever. And that's far from being true, because it depends on what you do with your phone. Because many people install if they want to download an app, for example, Monument Valley, it's around $3, $4, $5, around $4. They just go on Google and download it from APK Mirror, and sometimes APK Mirror is a trusted source, but some others, like, they are pretty vulnerable. They contain virus, because iOS does not allow you to do this and do this. That's why it may be safe, but if you don't do this on an Android phone, there's no difference. So you should keep that in mind. And I don't recommend you to like go download apps for free, for paid apps for free, using some kind of whatever you want to, because that is pretty unfair. So yeah, let's not get into that details. And the next is myth 7: only use the original charger. Again, this is bullshit, because if you have an Android phone and you came, like for example a Xiaomi phone, and you got a charger, and after like some over days, maybe a month or two, the charger, something went wrong with the charger. Maybe you broke it somehow, I don't know how, which it won't break, and then you think I should only buy Mi charger. That's wrong, because if you buy even like popular third-party apps chargers such as Aukey or Anker, it's gonna make no difference. In fact, in some cases, in like cheap phones, not Xiaomi, in other cheap phones, I don't know which one, but you can get a better charger, third-party chargers. Some third-party like Aukey and Anker are better than the original charger that came in the box. So yeah, you should be aware, and but not use knockoff chargers like $1 or $2 charger from eBay. It is gonna be affect your battery life and make it worse. But the expensive ones, like premium ones that I just gave you examples of, they're good. Okay, the next one is called, it's pretty hilarious how people do it, and they just, after 10 seconds, 20 seconds, first of all they open YouTube after watching a 1-minute video, and they open Facebook, watch for 4 minutes, and go home and close everything. Close all. Swipe. That's again pretty not a good idea, because Android or iOS, most of the Android and iOS phones are smart enough, almost all, actually all of them, are smart enough to detect, see if this app, they're able to optimize. This is called RAM management. It's better in some phones than others, but in most cases it's pretty good. So you shouldn't go and close your apps, boom, or close all, and it's going to affect your battery life. In fact, yeah, it's going to make it drain more, because you'll have to open apps frequently, which is going to put a much more pressure on the CPU. And yeah, I hope this helped you a lot. And yeah, it's related to this one, battery. Many people install battery saver, like they think the phone's battery is going to die and have to install battery life. That is crap, because what battery savers do is just what I said, the point earlier. They close apps. Once you go back, close. Once you go back, close. This is going to affect your CPU usage a lot, which again is going to affect your battery life. And because the most smartphones are optimized, you shouldn't do that. And yeah. And the other thing is antivirus. People think antivirus is a must. Like, buy a phone, oops. Buy a phone, I have to install it. Or some people even buy antivirus for maybe $10 or something like that. They even buy it because they think without this their phone is nothing. In fact, phones do better if you go with the regulations. Don't install unknown publishers software and don't download unknown stuff, because if you do that, in some cases you might get a virus, but in most cases that's not going to be. So yeah, what else do we have? Oops, sorry for that. Nothing with you guys. Okay, so yeah, not this one. Yeah, and yeah, I need to charge about this cable again. Like, if you buy a charger, a good charger, but then you have a poor cable, it's going to affect your charger. Cable is very important. That's a little more important than the charger itself, the adapter itself. So yeah, that's again. Okay, turning off, not turning off, removing the SIM or putting your phone in airplane modes stop you from being tagged. This is untrue, because that it does disconnect you from the cellular services, but to the satellite services you're still connected in most cases, because most people have their location services turned on. So yeah, the open source nature of Android makes it more vulnerable to, this, I talked earlier about this. So yeah, I think that's about it, but let me check. Just guys, sorry for waiting. Please don't close my video, and I forgot to say, please subscribe to my channel if you find this video interesting, and please click the bell icon so you don't miss any video or just get a notification. Yeah, high specs means better performance. Yeah, this is the next one. It's untrue again, because this is this, you shouldn't believe this, because like you can see iPhones, they have only 3 gigs of RAM. They perform better than many phones which have 4 gigs of RAM, because just of how you optimize it. So please don't think like that. It's gonna harm you. Yeah, it's gonna harm you in some cases. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about it, and I hope you like my video. Please press the thumbs up button or icon, just because it helps me a lot. Nothing, I won't get money if you press that button. It's just gonna feel me better. I won't get money like that way. So I hope you like my video, and I will be seeing you next time.